Hey everybody, welcome to today's weekly live stream.
What's up?
I'm Ja and today I have Peter with me.
Ta-da! We're back.
Welcome everybody. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. So
Yes.
a lot to look forward to because you can already see a big boy right in front of me. We're gonna tell you all about it today. I'm gonna show you some of its exclusive features and of course do some gaming demonstrations at the end. But there's actually another star that's hiding underneath the table. So there's
That
going to be
sounds so wrong when you say it like that.
Come on, Peter. Keep it professional. We just got started. So there's another high-end model to look forward to somewhere along the stream.
Yes.
A very exclusive preview because we haven't really shown this yet. So you can see everything about it.
World's first?
Giveaway. I'm always blocking it. So
Over Ja's shoulder.
I mean, you guys, you're not new, so go to msi.com/2/insider. You know what to do, and if you don't, the more actions you perform there, the more chances you will have at winning one of today's Stay Wallet codes. Because we have more to give away, so don't worry if you didn't win on the first few tries.
Yep.
And we kind of suggest you to. If you're a loyal viewer, make sure to use your loyal bonus because we have seen that they tend to help you win the code. So
correct.
They do help. And and you can also wait for the link to drop in the chat because
every 5 minutes.
Except for going to the link yourself, you can also click on the link in the chat because we have a chat bot that drops the link every 5 or 6 minutes in the chat. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Periscope, we suggest you to watch it on YouTube or Twitch for the best experience because we can then also keep track of your comments, your chats, and also you can see the bot dropping the chat link, the giveaway link.
Yes.
So guys, today all about new gaming monitors, but not just any kind of gaming monitors, but really, I would say best of the best. This is like the highest end gaming monitor that we have ever produced. So it's definitely something. And so I think we should get started, huh?
Sure.
Just a moment to scan over the chat because I see a lot of people already tuning in and saying hello.
Troy is saying, I hope you have some double-sided tape this time.
Do I have tape here?
I don't know. Do you need to keep your shirt in place or?
I think that's not going to be a problem. So we're going to be fine.
All right.
But to the rest of you guys, it's actually a reference to last week's. No, it was 2 weeks before, I think.
Was it?
I think it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, last week was quiet, dude. It was ASMR. Right?
Yeah, we were joking about double-sided tape. Okay. Hi, Troy. Very enthusiastic, like always.
Yeah. Are we hiding Eric under the table? I told Ja it sounded a bit weird. Okay. And you know what, Eric? Yeah, you can come out now. It's okay. No, he's not.
He just went away.
He's not under the table.
He's a bit shy. But don't worry, you guys, you will see him next week.
Yes.
Okay, so a little bit more information regarding, why is this the highest end gaming monitor that we have ever produced. If you're familiar with our gaming segments, we have MEG, we have MPG, and then we have MEG. In our gaming desktops and our motherboard, we use the same segments. And you might have seen a lot of our MEG models in the gaming desktop section because there we have the Infinite X, we have the Trident X, we have the Aegis. I think some of you are very familiar with those kind of models. And in the monitor section, this is, the biggest shining star, which has the MEG segmentation branding. And this is really where we place our products which have like the highest and the most exclusive gaming features. So just in case you missed it, the biggest, the most innovative feature here is the extra display with a gaming dial, which is the HMI, so the human machine interface feature. And of course, in just a moment, I'll show you everything that you need to know and also show you what it can do. So just to give you some more information, so really this kind of monitor is sitting in our highest segments, and this is also where you'll find the most innovative features, the most inclusive features. And so that's why the whole allure about it, the looks, everything is just the highest end. Of course, we have a lot of models in the gaming monitors section, and this is just if you're looking for the one with the best features and the newest stuff. this is where you'll find them. So yeah, let's take a look at what it looks like 360, show you some details, and just to show you, how big is it actually, because, like I said, this is the biggest one that we have ever produced, right? So besides this one, the biggest one that we have ever done is like 34 inches ultra wides. Now we have moved on to 38 inches because we do notice some trends that people do like bigger size monitor for more, especially for this kind of monitors with when it comes to immersion and the curvature feature. So yeah, a lot of good stuff here.
By the way, speaking of quietude, you mentioned just a minute ago that sneaky case sneaked into the background. Did you notice that? It's so quiet, nobody noticed.
I see. Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's see if we can change that.
Peter's just gonna do some magic in between, and we're just gonna continue.
Magic.
Yeah, just like that.
Anyway,
we might even see that more in some other layers.
Yeah, who knows? If we do,
always a lot of fun doing the live.
If we do, I'll make sure we change them. I don't think we need the close-up view for this one, do we? Because the thing is so damn big.
Yeah, it's like everywhere it stands, it's already like in a close-up view.
Yeah, the main cam seems to cover it just fine.
Trying to place this in a proper angle for you guys to view in the main camera. So, as you can see, of course, it's an ultra-wide gaming monitor. So, spread across 38 inches of a size, which is ginormous. But yeah, so right now I'm just trying to show you some details regarding the design. It's a little bit aggressive with this kind of like a tiger claw. And here we have fully customizable RGBs from this section all the way up to this section, and later when I power it on, you also see what it looks like exactly. And design-wise, we have here all the brushed metal look combined with the glossy cover right here. So on the, let me put
really, Marek? Really? Why is the monitor foot so big and wide? Really, you have to ask.
Did I mention it's like 38-inch ultra wide?
I see the term big chungus being thrown around, which I think is pretty accurate. So yeah, that'll be why.
If you can see,
that big.
Yeah, the foot.
Indeed, that monitor is hiding jaw. That's how big it is. I think that's also a good description.
It's like
exactly.
like
jaw can disappear behind that.
Yeah,
thing.
but yes, now that you mention the foot, yes, exactly. The foot is really big, so this is really to provide a monitor with the best stability. It's almost as wide as the monitor itself. As you can see here, this is where the foot really ends.
You know what they say about monitors with big feet, right?
Yes, they have a big something.
Big resolution.
Yes, definitely. And it's all made of metal, so no plastic right here. So really the foundation is as strong as it can get.
Yes, I did, yeah. It's RTX on. You can see the real-time reflection in that monitor, indeed, in the shiny parts. Yeah.
So here,
it's Jachimungus. Nice.
We have,
keep it up, guys.
Of course, what you're used to, the 5/8 joystick.
You want to go for the detailed view for that one?
Yeah. Ooh. So I woke the monitor up, so now you can see the RGB in its full glory.
Yep.
Let me.
Yeah, you'll need to move it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So here we have our 5/8 joystick, of course. You can take a bit of a close look of the design. Okay, this is better. With the green screen and the reflection, so sometimes you see a little bit of fuzz and stuff, but that's because, of course, because of the lighting and the green screen reflections. But yeah. So this is the back side.
How heavy, Troy? We'll get to that, I think.
Well, if you must know, it's
quite heavy.
50,
I mean,
it's close to 15 kilograms.
Yeah, I mean, Ja does lift, but even he is making old man noises when lifting this thing. So
yeah, especially with my old man bag nowadays.
That tells you.
Yes. So if you have these kind of bad boys, put it down. Don't move around. It's really bad for your back.
Make sure you have a very sturdy table as well.
Yes.
No power brick?
Nope.
I think it's built-in, right?
Already installed into the monitor internally, so you just need a cable. Yep.
So built-in power supply, yes, guys, correct.
On the front, some of you might recognize the LED strips on the front. Here we have the iconic 5 LED strips, which is also SteelSeries GameSense enabled. So when we first started off with gaming monitors, we kind of like produced 2 top-end high-end models, which were the MEG381C and the 27CQ, which is the 1080p version and the 1440p version. They were the first one to have this kind of LED strip bars on the front.
Yeah,
so
wake it up.
Besides having the RGB effect displayed here, they actually have a very unique function, which is displaying in-game information and translate those information and actions and events into color effects. So of course later I'll show you also to demonstrate what they actually do and how you can activate them and how you can change the settings. I'll demonstrate the Optiscope together with a little bit of a tutorial of how you can tune those, so you can really make use of the awesome light effects. Yeah, here we have the GameSense strip bar, and in the middle, if we go to a closer look in the camera, we have a camera implemented together with microphones on the sides of it. So yeah, if you are working from home, especially nowadays, you have the convenience of using the camera without having an external webcam. But in case you do want to have an external webcam, we also have a camera cradle. So
I see a question, by the way, maybe you can answer this, about the RGB
yes,
bar at the bottom. Action Brother is saying, why would you want RGB to be blasted into your face? Wouldn't it have been better if it were directly pointed out at the desk? I think it's angled a little bit downwards, right?
Yes,
it's not
it's
really
actually
angled.
So
maybe in a detailed view
we can
see
switch back.
Yeah.
If you really take a look at this, you can see it's actually angled downwards.
Yes.
You see the separation here?
Yeah, the dark bit there.
Yes, so the glossy, darker parts, they actually face downwards.
Yes.
So it's not really shining in your face, but it's definitely there, so it will give you the information. And if you don't want them to shine, you still have the option to turn them off. So it's not like it's on and you can't do anything about it. You definitely can. So you don't want to make use of it, then don't.
Yeah.
Just open the software and turn off the effects on the front. So
But I just wanted to point it out that it's not as in your face as it may have seemed on the camera, because indeed you basically saw the LEDs light up and you couldn't really see the angle at which it is, but it is actually, yeah, I know, Action Brother, that's why it looked like it was head on, but it's not. And I think all our monitors that have this feature, it's actually aimed downward at the desk indeed a little bit. So I think that should be okay, because we understand your point indeed, and I don't think anybody wants RGB to be blasted straight into their face while they're gaming.
Yeah, but
the only RGB that should come from your monitor itself.
Yeah, and if you do love RGB, you now have
Yeah.
fancy RGB that everybody can see that visits your house. So,
Exactly.
and it's more than just decoration, like I just mentioned. But I'll
Yes.
show you just a bit what it does exactly. Now, so if we then here we have the mouse bungee, of course, and when I set up the monitor later, when I'm done with this part, I will also show you how you can use the mouse bungee and why it's so good to use if you're unfamiliar with it. So if we move to the other side, I'll once again show you the other side, but then in more details.
Ooh.
There we
Damn.
go. Yeah, so when you have such a big monitor, it gets more difficult to move around the desk. So here we have a dial. So you can turn it, you can click it, and there is a
Little
OLED
display.
display that accompanies the dial. So this is the HMI to human machine interface, in which this alone actually can control your monitor's settings. You can display a lot of information on the screen right here because it rotates. You can also choose what kind of shortcuts you want. So many things you can do with it. But right now I'm just giving you the general introduction of what the monitor can do, what it has, and of course I will show you more details later, how you can do, how you can change stuff. And so don't worry. So if you have any questions, you can save them for a little bit later when I do actually showcase the specific features, as well as the LED strip bars here that I just mentioned. So here, this is really what makes the monitor so unique, because this is the world's first gaming monitor that incorporates such a unique feature. And if you guys know our Asus TI5, then you know that on there is a well, HMI a display with a gaming dial as well. So this is also kind of where we took the inspiration from. We knew that you know, a lot of people really like that feature on the Asus TI5. So we thought with our gaming monitor as well, you know, hey, why not make something like that on here as well, just to give you guys, you know, this unique feature, so you can display a lot of your favorite information right here amongst other stuff. And really, you know, you really have something unique right here. None of your friends can say, I have a monitor that has a freaking gaming dial with an OLED screen underneath the monitor, or anywhere else on the monitor for that case. Yeah, so that's the front, which is a lot more interesting than you're used to of a gaming monitor, because usually it's just a chin with you know, 3 bezel-less designs, sights, and that is it, right? But here there's a lot more going on. So this is really what we have cramped into the MEG381CQR Plus.
It's also not quite bezel-less, right? You could see it when the monitor was turned on just then. I mean, there are some, I mean, it's not like a, what is it? It's not like the bezel on the outside. That is really thin, but you could see that there was like a black edge indeed around it.
But
so
that's the edge underneath the
yes.
panel itself.
Yeah, but that also counts as a bezel, I think, because people were commenting on it as well. And Marinella, I think, or I hope I'm saying this correctly, is saying it doesn't have a screensaver with the MSI logo bouncing all around until it hits a corner, though. Yeah, that seems to be a thing, so maybe we should think about that. Maybe include it in the OSD at some point.
Seems like we have some old boys in the chat, huh?
Yeah, man. Like,
back in the days when we were watching the DVD screensaver, we were just watching to hit the corner at the exact angle where it fits on both sides. But unfortunately, it never happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucks. But hey, anyways, now.
Hi Demon has a good point about the bezels, because yeah, it does have a bit of bezels there, but because it's an ultra wide, it's not all that relevant, because you're less likely to be putting it side to side with another monitor. So that it has bezels on the outside should not be that relevant. It's usually more useful indeed to have actual bezel-less if you're going for like a more surround setup with multiple monitors side by side, because then of course you want to have as little space of non-display in between as possible. But yeah, it's a good point.
So we can go back to the main now.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, so if you do have a great camera that you would like to use, a webcam, you can still mount it on top of your monitor, because we have a camera cradle that comes with a monitor, and there's an entire rail on the back side of it, so you can place it anywhere you want. Yeah, you don't have to use it, but if you do want to use it, it's in your box, so yeah, why not? Okay, now
there's a built-in webcam. I'm not sure if it's a webcam, the one at the bottom. Can it be used as a webcam?
That's a webcam.
Okay.
Which I
there you go.
already told you guys. Paid attention.
Some people were also asking about Windows Hello.
What?
Yeah, the like Windows Hello is basically face recognition.
Oh, no, not yet, not yet. Okay, so I can imagine many of you guys, if not everyone, is not really familiar with a 38-inch ultrawide. So just in terms of size, you know, what does it really mean? Now, I have right here, sitting right behind it, a regular 27-inch monitor, and if I just line it up side by side, you can see how much it's the 38-inch is sticking out, because
Maybe
you're
put it
more
in
or less
front of it
getting.
if possible. Can you put it in front of that
Yeah,
monitor?
yeah. I'll also put it in front.
Ah, okay.
So you basically, compared to the 27-inch, you're getting like about 50% more screen real estate. So yeah, it's really big.
Yeah.
Because of the foot, it's difficult to place the monitor close to the screen, because the closer I am, of course, the better the size perspective. But yeah, right now it's lined up. So on the right side, you can see just how much extra space you have, and that's only horizontal wise. Vertically, there is still, as you can see, underneath as well. So really, yeah, it's no joke.
About the camera in the front, Arnab is asking, does the camera have a shutter or hardware button to turn it on and off, basically to protect your privacy?
Yeah, usually it's never on, so it's only on unless you, it's only on when you use it. So if you don't use it, it's by default always off.
Yeah,
and
but
if
I
you
understand
want to
this
really
point.
turn it off, then you can go to hardware, you can disable it, so that it will never be on. Even when you want it to be on, it won't be. So you can turn it off hardware-wise. No worries there, because the Windows would just recognize the camera as a camera, so you have the option to disable it hardware-wise. So yeah, you don't have to put on the sticker on there if you don't want to. You can just turn it off. So, any other questions for now?
Is there a small LED or something that lights up when the camera is turned on, is active?
Yes, there's actually a hole right next to the camera. So if the camera is on, then there's going to be a little bit of light
There you go.
to show
let
you
you
guys.
know.
That's like with laptop as well. Usually when you have like your camera that's on, you will see that there's like a little LED right next to it.
Yes.
It'll blink or just turn on. The same case here. Okay.
About the resolution, is it the aspect ratio? Sorry, is it a 24 by 10 or
No,
21 by 9? Sorry,
21 by 9.
21 by 9.
Yes. And you would think that with the most 21 by 9 aspect ratio, especially for this kind of sizes, you have the resolution that's like 1440p, but then ultra wide. But actually, this is like 1600p. So horizontal wise, vertically, it's also longer than the usual Quad HD resolution. And horizontal wise, we have 3840. So it's a 3840 by 1600. Okay.
Tactical Dennis is disappointed, I guess. He's saying,
Why are you disappointed, my friend?
In the preview, it looked like a barbecue from the light glare on the monitor. So he probably joined thinking, "Oh, cool, a barbecue."
Really?
It looked like it. I thought you were cooking steaks today. Stick around. You know, maybe after the stream we'll do that. But.
I mean, we never considered cooking on this program, but
also not sure if that's our strong suit. To be fair.
I'm adequate in the kitchen.
Yeah, same here. I wouldn't want to say that I'm like Chef Ramsay, but yeah.
Yeah, but
I do curse a lot.
It's never too late to get out of a comfort zone and try something new on the show.
I do curse a lot though, so you know I got that going.
Yeah, and now who knows? You know, maybe next time I'll bring one of my desktops and then I'll just remove the CPU cooler and just cook an egg on it. You know, it's possible. Why not?
Passively cooled by eggs.
Yeah. So, okay.
How about the refresh rate?
Yes. Let me give you some specs, some quick specs. So I already mentioned the resolution. And if you, let me put it back first. So resolution-wise, we're talking about 174 Hertz with 1 millisecond response time. So the usual goodies. And for this kind of aspect ratio and especially the resolution, well, you're not gonna worry. You don't have to worry that 175 is not enough. It's more than enough. Trust me. Especially with the kind of games that you're gonna play on this kind of monitor. So yeah, that's for the refresh rate and the millisecond. And yeah, what else?
Is it wall mountable? I see the question being asked.
Sorry?
Is it wall mountable? In other words, does it have a VESA mount
compatibility? Yeah, it's on the back. So if you want to wall mount it, you just have to take off the back cover, and then you can also mount it on the arm.
Yeah.
So,
but remember, I think it is curved, right?
Yeah, it's curved.
Yeah, so you do need to take that a little bit into account, but you can do that. Yes.
Panel-wise, it's a IPS. It's a curved IPS. Well, IPS has come a long way because it's not that far. It's not that long ago when IPS couldn't be bent. And yeah, so 2021 is a good year, and we have started to really roll out curved IPS screens, so not VA anymore. And so yeah. We got a curved IPS screen with 3080, 3840 by 1600 resolution with 175 Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond response time. Variable sync, it's complete G-Sync, so it's G-Sync Ultimate with its own dedicated G-Sync chip module inside the monitor.
Right.
So really the highest level that you can get and with the best certification and compatibility from G-Sync. Yeah, of course, I have more details regarding the monitor, but I have them all lined up later in a simple table for you to review. And for those that just missed maybe some parts of this or didn't remember, you have a fallback later to go through them again. Let me just hook it up to the PC, then I can show you what I just mentioned, the 5-way joystick and what you can do with it. Just a second. Okay. Oh, it's such a hassle to turn a monitor. It's so heavy. All right.
Bar side, yeah, we just mentioned that this monitor indeed supports VESA mounting.
Wait, I think. All right. Plug in the power. Let me switch the camera view so you guys can see what the on-screen display is about, because we can't capture this. It's actually a overlay on top of your screen, so the software cannot recognize it.
Time for Droid Cam?
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, looks like we need to
Yeah, we need to connect, make the connection. So
yes. What are
7753.
Okay. And there we go.
All right. So if you use the 5-way joystick on the back of the monitor right here, this is what you get. So basically you have your gaming OSD display right here. And what can you do? In the gaming mode, you can choose, there are already like several pre-configured gaming profiles, which we have determined with feedback, which looks the best and feels the best with certain types of games. So you can make use of those or not. If you are playing games which has like a lot of dark areas, for example, a lot of AAA title games or, Call of Duty Warzone, you can make use of Dark Boost, and then just, I would just suggest to use the strongest, because there I personally also noticed the best effects. And you have a lot better time recognizing enemies in dark areas. So definitely make use of this kind of stuff. So you have of course, a lot more settings here. A lot of them, I don't really have to mention them because they're. You can tune your response time here. You can also put it to fastest. You have to see for yourself, which one suits you better, because some might prefer to have fastest and some may prefer to have fast, because when you do put it to fastest, yes, the response time improves, but sometimes it can also be the case that there could be like a little bit of overshoot, undershoot. So, and sometimes it's not really noticeable to the eye, but maybe some people do notice them, then I just put it too fast. It's still as good as it can get. You can also choose to, for example, show your refresh rate somewhere on the screen. So if you use this, and then it will pop up on the left upper corner on your screen. Oh wait, the game assistant, do I have to show you this? Because this is more or less what we call, well, not what we call, but the community have started to call like the cheat mode. So here you have like a crosshair that will pop up on your display. Yes. And whenever you're playing, for example, games in which your crosshair will disappear, or where your crosshair is like very badly visible, this is when you can make use of this kind of crosshairs. You can choose either red or white. And this will pop up on your screen, and it has nothing to do with the game, because this, once again, just like the OSD, is like an overview on top of your monitor. So it's like a hardware feature from the gaming OSD. And of course, if you want to make use of G-Sync, all the G-Sync goodies, you can find it right here. So the well, this actually can make your life a lot easier, because there's like up, down, left, right, and you can choose that when you press up, which action it will perform. So your favorite settings, you can for example, if you use dark boost a lot, you can just put dark boost to up. So whenever you press up, you don't have to access this menu anymore. You can just automatically like activate dark boost. It's the same for down and left and right. You can choose whatever setting it is you like to couple with this kind of macro keys. So yeah, a lot of good stuff they can use in the gaming OSD. So, and regarding the, well, yeah, okay, we're going back to the main view.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were, if you still
yeah,
want to
but
go
it
into
didn't
the
matter that
Droid
much. I was just gonna show you guys like the human-machine interface, well, the OLED and the gaming dial up close, and then now also go to the software and show you guys how you can use it, what you can do with it, and yeah. So let me get that going. Gotta make sure I don't disappear behind the screen, so let me put it this way. Okay. Having a bit of an issue with the connection because of the capture card. So let me try to get that solved first. And pop in the display cable. It's so hard to see from this side, but Jesus. Finally.
So Merrick was asking about the inputs. Can I ask, what does this mean on the specs of this monitor? Type C, DP Alt, and then the resolution up to 175 Hertz. Does this monitor have a USB-C input? I think
yes,
pretty much yes.
And you can use it as a DisplayPort alternative as well.
That's pretty much what it means.
So my PC is just starting up.
Is it on sale already?
Very, very soon.
Yeah.
So if
Depends
you're
on region
interested,
as
you
well.
can try to look it up in your local retailers, and it should be available if all the shipping goes well, like in the next week or the next 2 weeks. So very soon you can get your hand on one of those. Oh, look at this. I've restarted the PC like 1,000 times, and now it has to complete its update. That's why it was taking so long.
Typical.
Okay, so if we go back to my Droid camera view, then you guys can see up close what this display is. So here we have the OLED display. Right now it's random because I didn't configure it, so it's very raw. How you use it is that you turn this right here. You can click it. As you can see here, you can switch between what settings. So shortcut means that, oh, let me go back. You can open programs that you have, well, you have predetermined in the app, and once you have loaded all the apps that you would like to have in here, you can activate them by the dial. So if I, for example, if I want to open Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Zero Dawn or CSGO or anything, I'll just have to use this, and I can click it, and then the game will open. So this is what shortcut means. Oh, let me show you.
So it's like
was
getting
too
shortcuts
fast, I
off
didn't
your
switch fast
desktop.
Yes. So, you know, for those of you who are lazy and don't want to look up your game on your desktop,
Or just want to keep your desktop clean.
yes, or if you just want to, you know, holler at your friends and be like, hey, look what I can do. So basically that's what it does. But I'm not going to play this game right now, so I'm just going to exit, of course. And there are tons of options right here, and I'm going to show you in the software right now what you can do, what options there are, how you can tune this. So don't worry about the refresh rate. Well, of course, my camera is not synced with the frequency at which the screen is like refreshing. So that's why sometimes you see those black bars going
It's also
across
having
the screen.
trouble focusing, and now it's focused.
Yeah, I was too close. So you see those black bars? That's not what you would see when you have the monitor. This is because my camera.
Yeah, the
So
refresh rate of your camera
they're not
versus...
sitting at the same frequency. So if we go to the software.
Oh. I think I may have to add it again because you restarted the PC, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
let me check the cable connection. We good?
Okay. And then let me add it again. And there we go.
I'm loading up MSI Center, and well, that's where you do everything basically.
Yes.
So in MSI Center, if you go to features, you have to go to gaming gear because that's where it's registered, and then you will see well, your gaming monitor. And here you have all the options at the top. You don't have to select everything, so if you don't like to have G-Sync on there, you don't want to have response time feature on there, or, well, let me see, just gonna uncheck this as well. So then I'm keeping Mystic Light, I'm keeping Shortcut, I'm keeping Monitor. Monitor means if you choose Monitor, it will just display system information. So, and here you will see which kind of information you can display on there. So you can display your CPU frequency, your GPU information, your memory information, even weather forecast. For this, you will have to set up well, your windows for weather. So you need to have location service. You need to first of all enable this in Windows. You know, your fan settings. So right now I have selected like CPU temperature, GPU usage, weather forecast, GPU temperature, CPU usage. Once you have selected the stuff that you would like to have, click on apply, and then your gaming dial will refresh, and then you can go back to there and see if everything, well, you can test out some stuff. So yeah, this software, it's really easy because this is everything that you have to know about. Basically, when you uncheck something, it becomes gray. That means it's not going to be displayed. And yeah, that's it basically, because underneath there's some more stuff, but basically what they mean is that, you know, it's still the same here. Like Mystic Light, if you uncheck rainbow, it's not going to display the window, the rainbow function there, obviously. Shortcut is what I just showed you, like with Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, so here you can load up to 5 shortcuts. It can be a game launcher, it can be your games or other applications. Right now I just selected like Battle.net launcher, Horizon Zero Dawn, and CSGO. So they are preloaded on them. And then once you have done all of this, you just go back to your nice little gaming dial. And then I'm switching the camera again. So then here, once again, you can see right now it's displaying some system information. And then if you click on, for example, Mystic Light, you can change your system's Mystic Light, well, the RGB effects. So if you love steady, you can just click on steady. Then, as you can see here, it right away changes to steady. Now, if you like to have flashing, click on flashing, and then it will change your RGB lights again. And if you have more MSI Mystic Light enabled products, you can sync them in the MSI app, and then everything will have the same effect. So it's not going to be just your monitor. So there's going to be well, more. Your entire ecosystem will change along the way. And if you want to go back, when you're like here and you want to go back, you just click and hold, and then it will go back. And then from there on, right now it's still flashing. I really don't like this effect, but yeah, okay. Let me show you something else. Here, for example, in modes, you can use user mode, or you can use like the sRGB mode, or you know, a gaming mode that's good for RPGs. So a lot of gaming profiles that's already loaded in here, and you can test them out yourself. And yeah, you might find yourself to like a lot of the kind of stuff. And if you are looking at your monitor dark in your room or anything, you can choose anti-blue. This will protect your eyes and give you more shit. If you wait too long, you'll go back to the monitor stuff. But what I was saying was that the anti-blue will give you a more yellowish screen because it's filtering out all the blue light, which will in turn give you a better night rest, especially when you're like using the monitor before bedtime and it's not well lit in the environment, and also for your eye comfort. That's yeah, all very good for the eye. So yeah, shortcut I already showed you, right? And if you click on monitor, as you can see here, right now it's displaying CPU temperature, and then it will just kind of just rotate and go to the next. And like I just showed you, all this kind of information you can change in the MSI app. So you don't like weather, okay, then just disable it. And let me go back again. So let me show you what else I haven't showed you yet. Well, input, I don't really need to show you this, right? Music switch, so if you're listening to music, you can play or pause it with this, or go to next, go to previous, just turn the button. It's easy as that. So there's also, I also chose volume, so yeah, I don't really need to explain this. If you switch the gaming dial, you will see on here, the windows will, oh, let me go back, it's not really focusing. Okay, there we go. You see, it will react instantly by just turning the dial to adjust your sound. So a lot of good stuff here, and you can definitely play around, and who knows, in the future we might have new features to add to the gaming dial as well. But right now I think it's already pretty packed, and you have a lot of choices. You can really customize this to your own liking, and place your favorite features in here. So you don't even need to touch your gaming mouse or your keyboard, and you can already open your favorite game. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? So, like, if you are like a diehard CSGO fan, like within 2 seconds, you can open up CSGO without even having to touch your keyboard and mouse. So this is the HMI the gaming dial with a OLED display. Yeah, let us know in the chat. Definitely let us know what you think about this, and what kind of features you like, and maybe something else you would like to see on here. So give us some feedback, and we'll definitely appreciate it in the chat.
A lot of people are quite enthusiastic, or intrigued at least, about the little display. Indiana Roy saying, not sure why, but I'm excited about that mini display. But that's the thing about it, right? It's often things like that it's that little bit extra, right? Maybe it's not the most, let's say, basic thing or essential thing, but it is the thing that makes that monitor a lot more premium and just,
of course, yeah, and it's also about the character of your hardware. Yeah. It's not, sometimes, it's a lot about aesthetics, how your hardware looks. It's not just gaming monitor, it's also your computer case, your keyboard, your mouse. You like to have something that looks nice, that feels nice, that has this premium feeling. And this really just, gives the monitor such a different character, such a unique character, in my opinion. So if you guys don't think so, of course, that's fine. Yeah, and if you think it's totally unnecessary, let us know. But if you love it, also let us know, because yeah, really love your feedback and your opinion regarding. No.
But also, if you have any ideas about specific features, because some of the features, I mean, I've seen some comments saying, why would you use a shortcut for your game on your monitor where you could just double click it with your mouse? I mean, yeah, sure. And then the same goes for the like music controls, right? I mean, there's on some keyboards have dedicated shortcuts, so that's probably faster. But maybe there are applications that we didn't really even think about. But if you have ideas about this, let us know. You can do that in the chat right now, or if you're watching this after the stream went live, of course, you can leave a comment. Yeah, if you have any interesting ideas, we can always look into that.
All right, next up, I'm going to show you the LED strip bars on the front and what they do and how you can change them. And this is a lot of fun because I get to demonstrate CSGO, which is one of my favorite games still. Okay, so
it is that screen. It does have kind of like a pimp my ride thing to it, right? Like, I mean, you like screens? Well, here's a screen in a screen, or
exactly.
Kind of,
And you guys remember, the Need for Speed Underground times?
No.
They're bringing that back with the remakes, right? So really getting hyped up. Yeah.
I want Steam Wallet. Nabil, are you talking about you want like real time that your Steam Wallet amount is showing on the left, or
do you want the Steam Wallet code?
Yeah, the giveaway.
Yeah,
yeah. We could go
maybe
for that.
Maybe he's hinting that.
We could go for that. So okay, yeah, you can. If you want to participate, you can go to msi.com/2/insider, as you can see over Ja's head, or you can follow the link that is in the chat, at least on YouTube and Twitch for sure. And then, yeah, you have to perform a couple of actions. The more actions you perform, the better your chance of winning. It's just basically adding points into a draw. And if you're a regular viewer and you participate regularly in our giveaways, you will have loyalty points to throw in there as well. You can do this every single stream. They don't go away, the loyalty points, they stay. Yep. So there's no, you don't have to wait until there's like a giveaway that you particularly like or something. It doesn't have to work that way. Yeah, and it basically just adds to your chances of winning. And then in the back end, we're going to draw a winner. So I'm going to do that now as well.
Let's see who today's first winner is.
Yeah.
And like I said, guys, before, if you have already registered and you didn't win this time, don't worry, you don't have to do any additional actions. You're still in the drawing pool, so for the upcoming codes, you're still eligible, or you still have a chance at winning one of those.
I have no idea how to pronounce this, so I'm gonna have you take a crack at it. This is a very common name from that part of the world, but I try to imagine how you pronounce it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we've had this conversation like once before already, and somebody in the chat helped us out. Right. If I say like the most common Vietnamese name, how would you pronounce it? Because it's like Nguyen, like Nguyen. We really don't know.
Nguyen.
Yeah.
Nguyen.
So Congratulations to you, and I hope we have some knowledgeable people in the chat that can help us out by just writing it out, like how you.
Phonetic, yeah. How do you pronounce that name?
Congratulations, and have fun with it. In the coming days, I will send you the code by email. So just check your inbox in the coming days and have a lot of fun with it. Creative mods, no idea. Well, that's a lot of help. Thank you.
Cheers, dude.
Okay, maybe someone will still say it, but in the meantime, so let me just show you guys the lab panels. In case you missed the action and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm gonna show you this up close. So
here we go.
These bars, again, don't mind the black parts because they're actually green, but the chroma key will key it out. So, and also the frequency difference also kind of messes up with.
I think for Droid Cam there's actually no chroma key active, so it's just the frequency indeed.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's the frequency,
out.
yeah. But yeah, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the lab strip bars that I'm talking about, and they can operate individually. So they're not always synchronized. You can. In the software, I'll show you how you can activate those to perform a specific kind of action in, for example, CSGO. So, okay, let me go back to the capture.
By the way, we have somebody, Jesse S, saying you pronounce the name Nguyen.
Nguyen.
Nguyen. So thank you, Jesse, for that.
Thank you a lot. I should definitely remember it because it might not be the last time that we see the
No,
name.
like you mentioned, it is a fairly common name. So from Vietnam, so that's the thing.
Okay, so first of all, what you need to do is that you need to use the SteelSeries GameSense, well, the engine, and what you need to do is that you need to go to apps and then there select, if you are like a CSGO fanatic, of course go for CSGO, but they also have the GameSense feature enabled for example, Dota, League of Legends, Mortal Kombat, for example, and more. But I'm pretty sure the list doesn't end here because there's going to be new titles added. And but for now, we're testing this. We'll
and also not
guys.
Just games, right? I mean, you can
CSGO.
even if you're using Discord or something and you want to keep an eye on if you've got any kind of messages or whatever, you can even include that as part of the lighting.
Yes, so let me show you guys here. For example, right now I've just messed around with it like before the live stream, so I already pre-configured some settings in here so I don't have to redo them during the demonstration when I play CSGO. For example, here in the first led bar, I have this displayed as ammo. So when your ammo, when you like shoot, this will decrease in LED. So the effect will be, it gets darker and darker from one end to the other. The second one I have to set up as health. I have the third one set up as armor. I have the fourth one set up as helmet. So whenever you take damage, this will all change into a different kind of effect. And you can all tune this in the left panel, which I will show you.
But if you want it to be one big health bar, because Shishir, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this feature, but so maybe you're trolling or you genuinely don't know yet, but because he was saying, imagine if you could synchronize this with the game to show, for example, your health bar, so it dims from the left to the right depending on how much health you have. That's exactly what it can do.
Yes.
On the RGB strip. So, so you can do like each part individually, like Ja is showing now, to show different things. But you can also, if you just want to keep an eye on your health and you want the whole thing to be one giant health bar or ammo bar, you can also do that.
So if you just select everything and then you choose health, then basically that's exactly what it's going to do.
One giant health bar.
Yes, but right now I'm just going to show you with this kind of examples what they will do. So ammo, health, armor, helmet, and round kills mixed up with match kills. So the last strip bar, I've divided it into two functions.
Yep.
First, round kills, and the second one, match kills. And if you want to choose, what they do, you basically select the areas in which you have to, in which you would like the effect displayed. You just select this, and then here left, a little menu will pop up, and this will give you the option as to what you would like to display. And once you have done that, you can also choose what kind of effect it will show. So by default, there's like already a pre-configured style per action. But you can also choose this, well, just adapt this to your own liking. And there's also the option, for example, like flash at 10%. You don't need to, if you don't want this, you can just uncheck it. You can use presets. So yeah, a lot of customization that you can do here actually. And this is the same with every kind of action that you can choose. For example, headshots, you can also choose, you can even mix in more colors in there. You can choose a whole different style, single color or not. So a lot of stuff that you can choose here. And in the end, what it means is that when we go into the game, let me start it up.
By the way, Edwin was asking, is it possible to get a profile for each game or program? For all of the programs and games that are supported, yes, each of them has its own profile pretty much. You can customize what it does per program. But if you mean like, can I use this on any random program that I choose or any game? No, it has to be supported in the application, in the GameSense ecosystem. Otherwise it won't work, because it needs to be able to read out data from the game or application in question to be able to display the status or whatever the alert that you wanted to display. So if it cannot read out that data, like from the API or from the game, then it can't really do anything. So that's why it needs to be supported by the game developer or the application developer. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I'm just getting into a match.
Ash is also asking about the keyboard you're using. If I'm not mistaken, it's the GK50
Yes,
Elite.
GK50 Elite.
There you go.
Very
can you show it
clicky.
while the game is loading?
It's definitely more interesting than the loading screen. So, and if I place my microphone a little bit closer, you can hear how tactile
It's
and
the
clicky it
clicky.
is. Personally, I really like it.
It's great for the office to piss off your colleagues.
Yes, definitely. And this, as you can see, also fully RGB enabled. You can tune out effects in Mystic Light or MSI Center.
Or even on the keyboard itself, just with hotkeys. Anyway, if you want to know more about this keyboard, Ash, we have a whole live stream about it and also some informative videos. So if you go to MSI Gaming YouTube channel and just search for GK50 Elite, you should be able to find a lot of information there. Holy ghosting Batman.
Okay, seems like, oh wait, wrong mode. I need deathmatch. Otherwise we'll have to wait too long.
Haha.
Well, might as well wonder about the mouse as well, huh?
That is the clutch?
The GM08.
GM08.
It feels awesome on the hand.
It is an entry-level model, so it's very simple, focusing on the essentials basically, but it's a very good mouse, yeah.
So the iconic Dust 2.
So let me get this straight. You're going to play. Just going to switch to main. You guys see how Ja is playing this, right? This is like playing handicapped.
Okay.
So he has to hold the phone with the droid cam with one hand. Basically, he's just camping, just standing in one spot, aiming and clicking.
Yeah. But luckily I don't have to perform well. So this is all for educational purposes.
It's for science.
Yes, exactly. But
just wanted to show you guys that, before you start saying, why aren't you moving, you noob?
So I had to restart the game because GameSense was already on. So let's get it back on.
Valorant clone? But CSGO is a Valorant clone? Sure, if you want to.
Pretty sure you mean it the way around, but it's like one of those times where people they get to know certain types of songs through TikTok, and then they hear the original song, they'd be like, "Hey, that's the TikTok song."
Yeah. Like, hey, they stole that TikTok song. What the hell? Yeah, it's nice. Do you mind explaining HMI again? It just basically means human-machine interface. So
yes. So what it basically means is that like the machine kind of imitates like the human, intelligence-wise, because it can do a lot more stuff and it's very interactive. So
it's just another interface that you can use, basically. So it's beside the main screen that you have.
Yes.
You have another interface, so a way to interface with your PC in a very direct way, and without having to switch on your main screen.
So just keep an eye on the action on the screen, and then what it translates into through the LED bars. So for example, the first one was ammo. I died.
Maybe you should go to a training room.
So if I shoot, you will see your ammo bar just going down. So basically you have like an external counter for your ammo capacity. And if you reload, then it's full again.
It is useful. I've used it in the past where if you are one of those persons who doesn't count the ammo, the shots, and you keep, finding yourself in situations where, oh damn, I wish I would have reloaded because I didn't realize I only had 5 shots left. You can even set it to, if for example you have less than, 5 rounds left or something, that it will start blinking to kind of draw your attention like, hey dude, you should be reloading. That's quite useful. I mean, obviously the ammo count is on the bottom of your screen, but it's fairly small, and again, if you find yourself in situations where you're short on ammo because you should have reloaded, this is really something that can help to remind you. Vac. I don't know if Ja is at danger of getting a vac ban for this. I don't think so.
I'm trying to see if I can fix the.
Because again, guys, don't forget this is a feature that that Valve or the developers of CS:GO have are officially supporting. Right? They chose to support this feature to allow this. So it's not like anything that's illegal or cheat or whatever. They officially support this. Otherwise, the application wouldn't be able to read out the data from the game.
I'm trying to get hit. Oh, I'm hit. Oh. Second bar. You gotta pay attention to that one because that's my health.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to see because of the refresh, I think.
Yeah, the frequency.
Yeah. You guys really did the hell of research on this monitor. Yeah, we did. Can Ja not just move that cam that is on his desk? The cam is not on his desk, actually, the close-up cam. That one is beside the desk, and it's not wireless, so it will require some extra long cables to get it, to be behind him, so that he's hands-free to play the game. But yeah, Yannick, you can because you're asking, can you put the green bar as health? Yeah, you can make any bar to display your health, or all bars. That's also possible, and you can even change the color if you like white or yellow or whatever color. You can customize that.
So this is like the same for the rest of the effects, but because of the frequency, like it keeps refreshing from right to left.
So it looks like
this is not what it does in real life.
Yeah.
But basically what it does is that my armor, my health, for example, what you saw before, when you get hit, this will change color and then also change from from the right side to the left, like becoming more empty and empty. And this is like the same for basically the rest of the LED bars as well. When you make headshots, it will keep the count, and you can even set up the effect like in such a way that when you are about to drop a 30 bomb, when it's like a 29, it's gonna flash. Like when you have more kills, then it will change color. You can even use the individual bars in the LED strip itself. You don't have to use the entire thing. So a lot of flexibilities here.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I can change the refresh rate of your.
I also tried to see if anti-flicker was working.
Can you turn the monitor a little bit, so maybe we can try it with this one? Because I think here it doesn't really seem to have that issue.
Let's see.
And just to show you guys that what Jao was talking about was, yeah. So on the left, I think that's your ammo, correct?
Yeah, here's the ammo.
Yes.
Now, this is going to be a challenging gameplay, but I'll try my best.
Just shoot. I mean, the viewing angle should be good, so.
Yeah, I mean, the screen is like exactly
You're almost
as
90
it
degrees
should
to the screen that you can still see and play, so that's already quite an achievement.
Controlling the screen at this angle is quite
Challenging.
remarkable, but let's go. Wait, let me get it to maybe more this side so we can see the ammo bar more.
Don't drop it.
If I drop this thing on my
You're giving
foot, I'm
people
gonna
anxiety
be,
here.
See, now it's better without the flashing of the frequencies. You can see, full bar. Come on, man, I'm doing stuff. Leave me alone.
Happy Smiley. At least it's a friendly name, you know. Could be worse. Could be worse.
It's faster to just rejoin. Let's do a practice match. There, it's gonna be a lot easier.
Yeah. Full bar to 0 bar in 1 second, Hussein Hani. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you get headshot.
Yeah, but it's not always that you die like right away. So a lot of situations where you just take damage, but eventually you will make the clutch.
Yeah. So look at the left, as you can see, while Ja is shooting, tapping. There you go. So it's very gradually.
It's a round kill and headshots.
Oh! Did you just get owned by a bot?
Yep. Nobody saw that, right? It's not like we're live streaming.
Yeah, it's not like this is going to be on the internet forever. Don't worry about it.
Everything for the views.
I know, I know.
See, I'm taking damage. Now it's like red.
Yeah.
Luckily, Bot Fraser didn't have such a crisp aim, so I didn't die right away.
If you can sync this with Apex Legends shields, it would be cool as well. You have 5 shields bar. Yeah, although I'm not sure if Apex Legends shields is supported, but if it is, then yeah, you could probably do that.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Right now, it's not
do not,
supported yet.
Merrick, do not try this at home. Curved monitors are not made to be viewed at this angle. No, but I mean, as you can tell,
its limits. I'm testing its limits.
Exactly, but it works to a degree, right? It's probably not the best way to do it, no, but there's somebody on your left. You just passed him.
Come on, shoot me, shoot me. Nice. I didn't expect him to finish me, but
Yeah.
I need to take some damage. Come on, shoot. Nice.
Yeah, so as you can see there.
So now I'm continuing him around. You're gonna clutch with 20 HP. Easy peasy.
Pog. Oh.
This is a lot harder than I thought, but getting the gist of it.
Ehab is asking, is the USB issue on AMD platforms fixed? If you're referring to the, I think on the latest AMD platforms, indeed, a couple of months ago, maybe longer ago already, it had some issues with some USB devices, indeed, or some stability. But I think, yeah, if you update the BIOS, pretty much all motherboards or systems have had a BIOS update since then, or that's available. But yeah, you can update the BIOS if you have the latest version, the latest AGESA code. That should definitely take care of those issues, because in most cases I think those have been fixed, yes. Why is there no standard for LED signaling in games? A great question. So all hardware manufacturers can just hook into them to control RGB through games. Yeah, I can understand what you're saying.
It's just not as easy as it
yeah,
sounds.
it's a lot of extra work for game developers. I think that's one of the reasons. And secondly, I mean, not all hardware supports that kind of feature, you know, about LED displaying it. So it's kind of, I want to say it's still a bit niche. because the majority of the hardware doesn't really support it. Yep, that's very low. There you go. So I think for most game developers, it's not really a priority. But yeah, there are more and more games being supported, at least in the GameSense ecosystem. So that's one option that you have.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good understanding of what GameSense does and what you can do with less strip bars. So it's more than just decoration, and if you want to make use of it, definitely a very nice feature to play around with, and actually quite easy to get used to.
Yeah, Glitching Pixel, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Glitching Pixel has a good question regarding to something I mentioned earlier about the USB issues, or basically that you have BIOS updates available, and is asking, should I update my BIOS if the PC is working fine? When it comes to BIOS updates, usually the best advice that we can give is if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. But if you have certain issues like the USB issue, and you need that to be fixed, or sometimes new BIOS updates can also enable new features or enable broader support of software or some things like that. If you're planning to make use of that, then yeah, it's probably worth updating it. But yeah, usually the best thing to do is if it's not broken and if it's working just fine, then really there's no reason to update it. It's not like a security update or Windows or something like that. It's yeah. If you don't have any issues, you should be okay. All right, sorry about that.
All good. Knowledge is important.
Will MSI ever make gaming phones? Well, I'm not going to say never, but I do know that at the moment there's not any plans for that, no. And I mean, to be fair, do you really need more phones? There are already quite a lot of them. And it seems like, you know, Blizzard is really happy with that. If you guys still remember that.
Okay, so let me go back to So there's some more information I'd like to show you guys. So basically this is just like a wrap up for the MEG381CQR Plus, because you know, not everybody might, oh, let me turn this a bit lower. There we go. Maybe you missed some of this information, and you know, just to refresh your mind, everything here now just summed up for you to quickly go through again if you're wondering about the specs. So yeah, you can read the table for yourself more or less. I just want to point out that like, even though it's IPS, it's curved, and this is becoming more and more of a new trend. Really replacing the VA panels, which are very easily curved. So there is that. And also the DPI-P3 and sRGB values are very high. The DCI-P3 is actually above 95%, so that's actually already close to content creation level. And so here you really have this excellent color reproduction and the realism of how everything should be looking like, especially when this DCI-P3 profile is selected. And as sRGB also close to 130%, which is also very, very high. So yeah, really the accuracy here is top notch. Yeah, also if you're enjoying HDR content, it's also of course possible with the 381CQR Plus, because here it's already HDR 600 close to max certified. Just enable HDR in your Windows settings, and then from there on it's going to be a smooth sailing. And yeah, so that is it for the specifications. Now I just want to demonstrate, you know, okay, so when you're talking about this kind of resolution, you know, what kind of FPS are you gonna get? So for this I have like 2 games selected. First of all, I'm going to show you Formula 1. To see how the game performs with this kind of resolution, what kind of FPS you can expect with, like, I will also tell you the setup that I'm using underneath the table, which is our Trident X. And the second game then being Horizon Zero Dawn, because Formula 1 is like a relatively easy game to handle for your hardware to render. So the FPS there tend to be quite high. even on this kind of resolution, so which is 3840 by 1600. And then I'm going to show you with Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a very, very intensive game for your hardware to render. And there you will also see with this kind of resolution and setup, what kind of FPS can you expect? So it's really difficult to really look up like online with this kind of resolutions, because this is very, very uncommon. So you're not gonna really find a a news outlet which outlines all the GPUs with its performance and FPS with this kind of resolution. So basically, if you're really interested, you would just have to kind of make a calculation for yourself. So since you can calculate the pixels, you can just see what's the difference between 3840 by 1600 compared to a regular 2560 by 1440. So then you'll see that it's about a 66% increase in pixels. So whatever you need to render like a regular Quad HD or 1440p, you just have to take out 66% of that FPS, and then you will get the performance that you would get on a 3840 by 1640. So it's 66% roughly heavier to render, to handle for the hardware compared to a Quad HD resolution, so 1440p. So game is loaded now. Let me show you the settings. Oh, Peter, we have to. Yeah, there we go. Close. Customization. No. Yes, settings, graphic. So resolution, as you can see here, 3840 by 1600, which is native. I'm playing with the Trident X, so that one is right now powered by the 11900 and also RTX 3090. Pretty much everything you can ask for right now. Yeah, and the rest of the settings here, basically everything is set to max, as well as here, except for ray tracing quality. I mean, yeah, I can set it to max just to see what kind of performance are we going to get. The rest are all maxed out. So let's wrong one. Let's wreck some Formula 1 cars.
Oh god.
Let's go with Red Bull, huh? Since
let's do McLaren, because
McLaren?
they won the last race. I mean, come on. And
we're
Daniel
in the Netherlands,
Ricciardo,
man. Come on.
We saw Daniel Ricciardo do a shoey again on the podium. So.
Oh yeah, if you guys didn't notice, Peter, he's quite familiar with the Formula 1 space.
Wow, I follow it, yeah.
Yeah. As well as Michiel and Erik on our
yes.
team.
Yeah, I think most of us do.
The real enthusiasts. Wait. Gotta show you the FPS, of course. Let's see what's where is Afterburner here. There we go. Let's see if this is readable for you guys. I think it is, right? Yeah. Oh, let's go back.
What was the resolution again?
3840 by 1600. So we're actually close to a 4K performance, really close. It's about like maybe 15-20% off compared to a 4K resolution.
Something like that.
Yeah. And remember guys, everything is set to max, even ray tracing, without the help of the DLSS. So we are still rocking a steady 60 plus FPS. And
MSI should participate in F1. Just because you follow something doesn't mean you're good at it, to be fair.
That's a good quote. Note it down, guys.
drop in some wisdom.
So especially with this kind of games where really your peripheral feel is really being matched by its curvature. With AAA title games, racing games, here is really where the immersion starts, where you have like an ultra wide that's curved. That's really like the best, the possible scenario when you want to have gaming immersion. So let's see what happens when we tune the setting a little bit, and let's play around with ray tracing graphics. Right now it's set at ultra. Let's put this back to medium and see what happens. Right away you
Whoosh.
see the difference, right?
Almost doubled the FPS.
Yeah, from 60, 65 inch we shot straight up to 120.
Yeah, ray tracing still has a huge effect. I'm not sure if you're running DLSS, since you have an NVIDIA card in there, so that might make a difference if you still want to run ray tracing.
I didn't turn this on, so it should be off by default.
Yeah.
But let's.
I mean, there could be a middle ground, right?
Let's see if we set.
Yeah, it's under video
max.
mode. I
And
think,
then
yeah.
change what DLSS. Let's put this. Oh.
Yeah, that's
No,
DLSS.
no. I want to press down. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Sharpening is setting at 50%.
Ah, that's fine. Just keep it at that. It's okay.
Yeah,
because
okay.
I think you only get one DLSS mode in the game, indeed. Normally you can switch.
Trying to look for performance, maybe balance. But
Exactly.
there's quality. Okay.
Yeah, you only have one mode in
So
F1
let's
2021.
go back. Ray tracing back to ultra.
There you go.
Like, that's DLSS doing a damn fine job.
Yeah. Well, that's why I mentioned it, because you put just to be clear, you put ray tracing back to
Yeah, it's back to ultra.
the highest, the ultra setting.
Yeah.
So, and you're near the, well, you're not far off the refresh rate of the monitor, right? Well, okay, it's getting a little bit lower now, but 175 hertz is the refresh rate of the monitor, and you're pretty much at 140 plus constantly. So yeah, DLSS does make a big impact or a big difference in a good way.
It's an awesome feature that NVIDIA have really kind of fine-tuned quite well.
Yeah.
Don't mind my driving skills, guys. It's for educational purposes, right? So
yeah,
it's not a competition.
Who
But,
plays F1 in third person anyway? Well, I think Ja wants you guys to appreciate how everything looks. Not just looking.
Just to give you an idea of, in case you want this kind of monitor with this kind of resolution, what kind of gaming performance are we talking about? Like, so with games like Formula 1, which is like lighter on the GPU, on your hardware, as you can see, you're sitting at a very, very comfortable FPS with the visuals still being remarkably good. And even if you want to have more sharpness, you
turn
can
ray tracing off, just for just give them because you're saying it's not very heavy on a GPU, but if you turn ray tracing on without DLSS, it does quite impact it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So just turn ray tracing off and
it's by default only set to medium.
Yeah,
so
but you can turn
the shadow and the reflections.
Yes.
But
the rest is all on ultra.
Well do the DLSS, put it enough as well. Let's go.
Yes. So basically you get the same amount, pretty much the same performance as you do with DLSS
so
on.
But you do notice like a little bit of a difference in sharpness. So yeah, that's true. But still, in both modes, excellent.
Geez, the GPU is hot. To be fair, 81 degrees, that's pretty okay.
Solid, yeah.
Especially for it running at 100% consistently. And don't forget, I mean, Ja's running this in a Trident X, which is a relatively small form factor.
Yeah, only
so,
10 liters.
Yeah. So 81 degrees, that's fine, The GPU probably won't start throttling down until you get to what, 80, 85, 90 degrees. Plus, I think this was at 3090 you mentioned?
Yeah.
So it's kind of overkill.
Okay, and in case you are a, let's say, a premium title or AAA title gamer, I'm going to play a bit of. Oh wait, it's.
Yeah, Action Brother does have a point. He was also the one who said who plays F1 in third person anyway. Yeah, you have a widescreen monitor. You probably want to go for the. Probably want to go for the cockpit view, because indeed, if you have a widescreen anyway and you want to get immersed, that's probably what you're gonna do. Ooh, ouch.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, this is a replay. Just look at the camera in the menu.
Stop, replay.
Camera. And not nose, just do cockpit or something. There
Cockpit.
you go.
Let's go.
Immersed with the wall, correct. Ooh.
I mean, it's usually when you like playing like this kind of games, you're like using 3 smaller monitors and you set them up next to each other, and well, pretty much on its own, it's already holding its own ground against a triple monitor setup. So that's the really the beauty of such a big monitor, which is ultrawide.
Yeah. But look at it. I mean, you can see the mirrors on the left and right as well. It's quite immersive. And for Ja, this experience, I mean, you guys are probably watching this on a standard monitor or maybe even on your phone, so it doesn't look that big. But for Ja, this like fills his whole peripheral vision as well. So I bet it's very immersive. And that's the point.
Yeah. Okay, so time to test the next game. Let's see, advance.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
The graphics of this game is still just finger-licking good.
Stunning. How does New World hold up? Don't know yet, actually. Haven't played it.
No, me neither.
Heard a lot of stories about it, you know, destroying some graphics cards, but apparently that was down to they discovered in the end. I think it was EVGA. I'm not
It's
sure.
even heavier than Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Is it? Maybe it makes more use of every little ounce of performance or something like that. Like more optimized to use all the performance in your graphics card. But yeah, it was apparently down to some faulty welding or something. Or not welding, was it? Soldering, yeah. That's the thing. You don't weld a graphics card, actually. Don't do that.
So you see here resolution, native, the presets. Let me just first of all use ultra and see what happens. Everything maxed out. I'm sitting around 85, 95, 93-ish, which is quite insane if you look at the resolution and what kind of games we're playing. Because this amount, like Metro Exodus and Assassin's Creed series, is like one of those notorious titles that's like just really heavy on your hardware. And even with this kind of resolution, 3840 by 1600, yeah, the FPS is very, very comfortable. And never mind the option to even tune the settings, because most of the times, you know, when you like lower some of the settings to not ultra, but
Just
maybe
do,
just high,
do a high preset instead
shadow,
of ultra.
you'll
Favor quality, yeah.
you'll notice that it's gonna give you a kick in the FPS, like in the right direction. Still applying the settings.
Yeah, it takes a little while. At least it doesn't force you to close the game and restart the game like some games do.
That's like really like the biggest pain. It's, yeah, especially for people that like to really squeeze out every little FPS.
I'm surprised that sometimes in games like CSGO, it also takes quite a while if you change certain settings. For a relatively light game like that, I'm always surprised at how long that takes.
Oh, ouch.
Okay, they don't talk to me. I don't think I'd be very nice.
Friendly fire.
Yeah, the field of view is very immersive. I think High Demon is saying, I think ultra wides are the reason we don't need VR yet. Well, there's something to be said for that, yeah.
I mean, it's just hard to explain to you guys, well, because you really have to see it.
Yeah.
Your your view on the side, it's like so much more than when you're using like a 60:9 gaming monitor. It's just, you literally see more on the sides. It's not just being stretched. You really get more to see on the sides. So it's like, especially when you're like playing games where spotting enemies is important, or location knowledge, or seeing where you have to go, finding path.
Yeah.
That's in these kind of cases, that's really where you'll get the most advantage from this kind of ratio, because you literally see like so much more on the left and on the right than someone who is playing on a regular 16:9 aspect ratio. And let's play around a little bit more. So me personally, I always hate that clouds always get so much room to play with. Let's put this to like medium.
I see one other option that you can that
motion
can
blur.
Oh yeah.
Bleh.
Why would you even just no? Just there should be an option. Like maybe we should ask NVIDIA about that. That they can maybe force motion blur off in everything. Just no.
Exactly. Just no.
just overwrite everything, so you don't even have to manually do that anymore.
There we go. It's like we have a high refresh rate monitor for a reason, right? So we want to see clearly when we move around.
You want everything to be crisp at all times.
Yep. So yeah, when you play this kind of titles on such a resolution, of course you need to have like a capable GPU, but you don't have to be afraid that all the games are gonna come out crappy because the resolution is so hard to handle. Because nowadays even 4K resolution is like very doable, especially when you tune around and play around with the settings. So if you have this monitor, 3840 by 1600, it's not that hard of a pill to swallow for your hardware. And of course, some cases you do have to play around with the settings. But yeah, you can still have a very beautifully looking game, even if you tune some settings down. Because like I turned clouds to the lowest setting, and to me the clouds still look like freaking real as real as they can get. Yeah, a lot of stuff you can do even with a high resolution. But yeah, the performance, pretty good.
Pretty friggin' sweet.
Okay,
guys.
guys.
And the game is still optimizing shaders in the background. Did you see that in the menu?
I did not pay attention
I just
to that.
spotted that. Anyway, so the performance is gonna be even a little bit better once it's optimized the shaders. I remember that from, was it COD? Modern Warfare or something?
Yeah, it's Call of Duty with Black Ops and Modern Warfare. They both, it takes quite a time to do the shaders.
Which GPU is minimum needed? He says while playing on a 3090. Yeah, of course. I mean, we're going to show you like on a 3090. But I guess if you're playing on I don't know any 30 series, it should be fine. But you need to remember that it's somewhere in between QHD, so basically 1440p and 4K. Yeah, so
it's close to 4K.
Exactly, it's closer to 4K than it is to 1440p. So in terms of the power you need, you're looking at something that approaches the same power that you need to run something on 4K in a decent resolution or a decent frame rate. So. Yeah, a 1060 is not going to cut it. That's obviously. But if you have anything of the 30 series, especially 3070 or up, sure, it's still not meant for 4K specifically. But lower some settings, DLSS, things like that, they can help. And especially at higher resolutions, that's where DLSS, but also even FSR if you're using an AMD card. FSR can also help, with that, especially at higher resolution. So yeah, that can make a difference. That can help you to get a good experience.
Yeah. Let me see. Is there any more questions regarding the monitor? Because if not, actually, I'm going to retire the big boy for now, and to give you the sneak preview of something that we haven't really shown yet.
Oh yeah, the world's first preview. I think it's time for that.
Okay, then I'm gonna do some lifting.
Some magic.
Yep.
All right. Here you can see just how heavy it is again.
But better be careful.
Show us the goods. They're coming. The goods are coming.
Are you guys ready?
Woo. Get the camera.
Another big boy.
Not quite as big.
Nope, but big. But in terms of weight, it's very, very competitive when compared to the big boy. So, what do we have here? It's actually still a little bit early to really show you guys this, because it's not really released yet. But you know, we thought, let's give you guys something good, something new that you really haven't seen yet.
They
right?
didn't tell us not to show it yet, but then again,
Yeah.
we didn't ask.
Exactly. Read between the lines. So before we had the MEG, which is our highest segment in our gaming series, and here we have something still wrapped in protective plastics. The MPG series. So here we have a new model in our quantum dot lineup series. So the MPG 321 QRF quantum dot. So you might be a little bit familiar with our quantum dot because, well, a little bit background information. So the first quantum dot model that we brought out was the MEG381CQR QRF quantum dot version, and that one kind of was like really well. It was received very well. You know, even the most critical reviewers, you know, they couldn't really find like the regular flaws that you usually find with tons of gaming monitors, and really that monitor like scored so well that we kind of decided, like, we need to bring out more in this kind of styles, in this kind of with quantum dot features. So like Tom's Hardware, for example, they recently like brought out a top list of best monitors to purchase in 2021, and in there was also the MEG381QRF at quantum dot, along with actually our G-Sync esports monitor, which is the NXG253R. That one has like 0.5 millisecond response time with 360 hertz refresh rate. So if you're in in a search of something that's going to give you the maximum performance when it comes to esports.
And it has the reflex latency analyzer built in, correct?
Yes, as well. That's
pretty cool feature.
Really the G-Sync all the way, the NVIDIA all the way monitor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the previous model scored very well, and in similar fashion, we have now brought out a even higher end model in our quantum dot lineup, which is this one. So again, the MPG321QRF quantum dot. So let's show you guys how this one is when it comes to design and aesthetics. But maybe I'm gonna just remove the protective foil first.
Yeah, I noticed that. So you guys see, this one literally just came out of the box because yeah, the plastic is still on there. I'll put it in the detailed view. You guys thought last week was ASMR.
How did
Damn,
that
I was
sound?
too late. I wanted to show them the face you made while doing that.
I think I got most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got everything. All right. So on the back side.
No,
we
no,
have
no, don't worry,
decided
Box. We're not going to whisper. That was last week. We're not going to put you through that again.
Unless you want us to whisper.
Hell no.
But so on the back side, the first thing when I first saw this monitor was that yay, I'm so happy we're trying to bring back carbon, making carbon look good again. Because here it's like a carbon finish mixed with a glossy style cover, in which here, oh actually, let me show you the other hand. So here, the entire strip is RGB enabled. So once again, our Mystic Light. And well, and the last part is a big part of the monitor with, again, a brushed metal look. Oh, actually, I still have one to peel off. Is our emblem, which is being protected. Ooh. Not gonna let this one go. There we go.
Ooh.
Now it's ready. So continuing.
Oh no, you got fingerprints on it.
Do we already?
No, I just noticed a little bit. Don't
Really?
worry. Ah, just left of the shield.
Ah.
Anyway. No, more left, but it doesn't matter. Only when the light shines on it on a very specific way.
There we go. So again, in the lower part, we have the 5-way joystick to activate the on-screen display. And then moving on, of course, we have all the I/O ports. Nothing really too special going on here, but we have 2 times HDMI and we have 1 DisplayPort, of course, together with a USB Type-C DisplayPort alternative as well, and headphone jacks and USB upload, and also 2 more USB ports for you to make use of. And if that's not enough, you can also turn to the side. And here, once again, you have 2 more USB 3.2s and jacks.
That monitor is jacked.
And a little bit of a detail is right here. So our MPG series logo. This is new. You know, it's a little bit of a detail, but this also kind of like in this gold brownish finish, kind of like details and addresses like the character of the monitor as well. And here, of course, the Kensington lock, always on our gaming monitors. On and off. So those little holes, you might wonder what those are. Here is where you will have to attach your, let me see, where is it? Oh yeah. Your mouse bungee.
So you can
just
choose
get this
left or
on.
right side. I think statistically, indeed, most people are right-handed, so they'll have it on the right side of their monitor. Just like that.
There we go.
We can actually see the TV in the glass part of the monitor. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you get reflection, indeed, on parts of the product. So you guys actually see also a sneak preview within a sneak preview. So it's not just of the product, but also of our studio. Just a little
Free
bit.
service, guys.
Exactly.
And if we then go to the front side, here we see. What do you guys think that this is? I think a lot of you guys might say a camera, especially
Something familiar.
Especially after you know, the previous model, the MEG381. But this is actually a smart sensor. So this will in turn, if you choose to activate this feature, it will scan the environment to detect light properties. So if it sees that you're in a dark area, it will lower the brightness to protect your eyes. And if it sees that you're in a very well lit up environment, it will then heighten the brightness, so that you will see better.
But this is not actually a camera?
No,
right?
it's not a
This is just
camera, it's a sensor.
Yeah.
It's a light sensor.
There you go.
And there are also two small, very small holes right here. And those are actually microphones. So, and if you choose to use the microphones right here, you will also have the feature to have sound tune enabled. So our sound tune in turn will make sure that your incoming, so your voice, the incoming audio from the other parties, or the outgoing audio to other parties through the microphone will be sound tune enabled. So then the software will then automatically like scan for environmental noises, and then in turn cancel the noise. So basically noise canceled microphones right here that you can make use of. So you don't need extra hardware.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of handy. So yeah, that's kind of like the design and the overall look of the MEG381CQR Quantum Dot. If you like to see anything else, let us know in the chat. And otherwise, I'm just going to show you, if you are trying to use the adjustable stand, what are we talking about? So,
up, down.
Quite a difference in the height. Of course, you can also circle it around. Let's tilt it. Yeah, so you can really make sure to position the monitor to your best liking. And you might wonder, like, why are you showing this? Don't all monitors have it? Nope. So not all monitors have like a fully adjustable stand. Usually, you find monitors that can just like, go up in height and that's it. So there's no swivel. And here you have like a complete adjustable stand. So, any questions up to now, maybe?
I'm checking, but
okay.
awesome
So,
model. Just the MSI logo has to be sticked out like on Samsung or Acer models. Not a thermal print, but a matte black plaquette of the logo would be really nobly. I'm not sure. I mean, Grom, are you saying basically it needs to be less obvious? And is it the MSI logo on this side of the monitor, like the side you're usually looking at, the bottom bezel, or on the back side? Is it borderless? Well, it has very thin bezels,
yeah,
but I'm
the
not
bezels,
sure.
It's a bezel-less design, but again, the panel itself, it needs a little bit of a room, like less than centimeters on the sides, in order to have a proper lit-up screen. But the cover itself, in which the panel is like embodied, that one is like, it's a bezel-less design indeed.
Yes. Is it IPS or VA?
It's IPS.
IPS.
LGT is asking how much is that one. This one, it's a 500, give or take. Very dangerous nowadays to really indicate a price, so really you have to keep that in mind. So it's an indication like around $500 US or euros, depending on where you are and when it's available and all the other variables, your local variables as well. The price can differ. Okay. Size-wise, so this is a 32-inch gaming monitor. So here I once again have like the, this is actually the previous model, our MEG374QRF Quantum Dot, and this one is 27 inches. And if we then give you a little bit of a comparison, like just how much bigger is a 32-inch compared to a 27-inch, you have like about a third of an extra, screen real estate on the sides. And when it comes to, let me put this, the height. Peter's gonna disappear for a second. On the height, you have like about a fifth of extra space. So on the side, you have like a third extra space, and on the height-wise, you have like about 1/5. So this is 27 inch, and this is 32 inches.
I mean, both in terms of resolution, both are the same. So
Yes.
it's not like you get extra resolution space, but yeah, it's a bigger screen. So if you have the space and you like having bigger screens, then this is really a nice option.
The pixel density on a 32 inch is actually still very, very nice with a Quad HD resolution. So there still, it's very sharp, even though it's 32 inches. You just get like a lot more
Screen real estate.
Okay, So some more specs. I already mentioned like the panel, right? It's IPS. As you can see, it's not curved, it's flat. So this is our newest addition in the esports series, in which we always use the flat monitors, as most of the people are very used to when playing esports games as well. So its refresh rate is 175, just like the MEG381CQR Plus, with 1 millisecond response time gray to gray. So variable syncing technology, what we have here is also G-Sync, but it's G-Sync compatible. So it doesn't have a dedicated G-Sync module in it, but it is officially certified by NVIDIA as G-Sync compatible. So even when you have like a NVIDIA GPU, you can really make sure, as long as it's newer than the 10 series, you can really make sure to have well, the G-Sync enabled and still have a stutter-free and tearing-free gaming experience, trying to make your gameplay more smooth. Anything else that you would like to know for now? Let me know in the chat.
See a lot of questions. Abram is asking, will there be a new 27-inch version? What's wrong with the other one? It was received very, very well. I got top marks on pretty much.
Still available.
Yeah, that's like one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's
if
like,
you're looking at for a 27-inch, that really just.
This might just be like our best model ever rated by like independent parties.
Yeah.
So if you want a 27-inch, look this one up.
Yeah.
It has the same resolution.
Yeah.
It has the same quantum dot technology and all the goodies that you might need in a esports or gaming monitor in general.
Can you tilt them? I'm not sure that that is one of the options. I don't think so.
Tilt?
Yeah. No. Sorry. I mean, he probably means rotate. Maybe.
Oh. No, that's not possible. So you can't use this one as a vertical display. No, indeed.
Well, maybe you can, but is it VESA mountable?
Yeah, well, of course, if you take the standard off, the foot off, then you can.
Yeah.
It has a standard 10x10 VESA mount measurement, so yeah. If you decide to use it vertically, you can, but just not with the stand. Okay.
Yeah, some people asking about 4K. Well, no, this is a 1440p or Quad HD monitor.
Andy Ruth, I like his comment. He's saying there's always something great under the table.
It is, yeah. That's where we hide the good stuff.
If only you knew like how much value.
There's like next generation stuff under there already, just waiting to be shown on stream.
Yeah, a lot of goodies right here.
If only you knew.
So briefly, these are kind of like the basic specs. It's also, of course, HDR enabled since it's in our MPG series, so you can definitely expect a good HDR certification. So here we also have VESA HDR 600 certified. I think that basically wraps up the basic specs. Later, once again, I'll show you another overview in which everything is already listed up, so you can go through it again. But for now, if you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue with showing you guys.
Edwin K, how many hertz? 175.
175, yes.
Yeah, 175.
Let me hook it up.
Is the 3060 Ti Gaming Z Trio good enough for the MPG Artemis 343 CQR? I think that's also a Quad HD monitor?
Yeah, that's also a Quad HD monitor.
3060 Ti, I mean, it really depends per game and what frame rate you're looking for. But yeah, it should be able to do decently in most games, but you may have to lower some or optimize some of the settings. But since you have a 3060 Ti, then if the game has DLSS, use that and you should be fine, yeah. But again, it really depends per game. Some games will run easily on that, and other games, if you're looking at MS Flight Simulator or something ridiculous like that, then yeah, you know. It also depends on the rest of your system, maybe. What kind of CPU, memory, how much you have.
Okay.
Will there be RAM for a PC from MSI DDR4? What? I think we already have PCs with DDR4 RAM for quite a while.
Yeah,
perhaps you mean DDR5?
Yeah.
Because that's coming up in somewhat soonish. But yeah, I mean, of course we will adopt new DDR when it makes sense and when it's actually available and out.
Okay, I'm going to do some.
Oh. Whoopsie.
Lost the power outlet. So one thing that I have to tell you guys is that I can give you a complete software demonstration because, like I said, this is like for you guys like a bonus, like a sneak preview into the future. We haven't really launched this monitor yet, so we're still fine-tuning the software with its features. So right now, only the gaming OSD on the 5.8 joystick is finished, so I can show you a lot of what the monitor can do through the gaming OSD that's already dedicated, like integrated into the monitor hardware. And for the software, that's going to be another time because we're still fine-tuning it.
By the way, the really weird effect in the middle of the monitor is it's not a black hole forming. That's the chroma key.
Let me put something else in front of it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, either that, or you could potentially use the your phone, the Droid Cam, if you want.
Yeah, let's change to the phone because the light is quite reflective on the
screen.
screen.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that.
There's so many options to show you guys.
Where to get this wallpaper? Check our website, Anywood. I think this one, especially
it's
with
literally
the
on
color
our
splash.
website. If you just Google MSI and then backgrounds, and then you should click on the link. That's officially from our website, of course. And there you will have all the, let's say, professional backgrounds that you can download for free.
And you can choose which resolution. But yeah, I think especially the color splash, so the one that's on the background of this product, of this monitor, that's definitely available.
Okay, so let me show you.
Booyah! There it is.
So this is the look and feel is still the same from like the MEG381, but there are definitely some substantial differences. Because the first of all, in the MPG series, so in this one, the MEG381CQR, the quantum dot version, we have introduced our newest improved gaming software, which is the Gaming Intelligence.
GI.
Well, that one basically you can compare it to the gaming OSD app, but then we have in this GI version implemented a lot of these smart gaming features, which I will also show you. So, if you go to, for example, GI, let's say the auto brightness control. So what I mentioned earlier with the camera, sorry, not the camera, but the sensor. This is the smart sensor. This is when you activate smart brightness control, like for example auto, he will then start to work to scan the environment. So it doesn't matter what you're doing on your screen, you're gaming, you're doing some work, browsing, it has nothing to do with your activities because this is like a standalone feature that overrides your brightness. So he will see that you're in a dark environment, and then logically he will then lower the screen's brightness to match the levels of your environment to protect your eyes, to make sure you have more comfort, and vice versa. So if it's like really lit up in your environment, he'll make sure that your brightness is set to max to match the environment so you can see better. And so yeah, like this, there are a lot more options in the GI, which you can tune in more details in its dedicated app. But like I said, it's not finished right now, so I have to show you through this. So the smart features that I mentioned earlier is like two of those, which are the smart crosshair and the Optiscope. So smart crosshair, what it is that basically it will. So if you have like a crosshair, let me show you. So if you have like a crosshair, right now it's on the screen, it's right here. Let me put this away, I'll show you, say, white background. So here, you can see there's a overlay on your screen because software-wise, this cannot be recognized. So even if we capture the screen, you can't see it because this is like being hardware controlled by a monitor. So this crosshair will intelligently change itself based on the background, based on the environment. So if your crosshair during your gameplay is placed on a dark surface, this one will change into a bright color. So you will always have a good visibility when it comes to your crosshair. So vice versa, of course, if you're pointing at something that's like very light, it's going to change into a darker color just to make sure you will match, you will make sure that you will see at the best. And this will happen like instantly, so there is no delay, which will of course then kind of defeat the purpose of having it in the first place, right? And then smart scope, so this one, if you activate it, first of all you can choose like what the size is. If you choose like small, I will show you in game what it means. You can choose medium, you can go for large. Right now I'm just going to put it to medium. And you can also regulate like, okay, do you want to have like 1.5 times magnification, 2 times or 4 times? So basically what it does is that you will have like a square in the middle of your screen, which is like aligned with your crosshair. And what it does is that it will zoom in like a magnifier, exactly like it says. So let me get into the game and show you the smart crosshair and the Optiscope features, so you have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Because maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Exactly, I don't know neither. It's very late already and I'm hungry. First, let me turn off smart brightness because I don't need this right now. Let's just go to a practice with harmless bots, so I cannot be bothered. First of all, any of you guys who is familiar with the game and also the place where I'm standing right now. So if you're a CT, you're starting here in CT spawn and then you try to cross to B site, which is like here. You always have to pain in the ass because terrorists, they're basically sniping you from like the other side across the map. And generally what's like really difficult is that for you as a CT, if you want to fight back, because the distance it's really far away. So even if you have like a sniper, so let me get a sniper. Okay, bye parry. This is over. So then let me just kill myself and buy a sniper. And then I'll show you what I mean. Now, first of all, when you're like, when you have your sniper out, you see there's no crosshair right in game. So because I already have smart crosshair enabled, it always puts a crosshair on your screen, which is like this one that I have chosen right now. So basically, even though you're not supposed to have a crosshair, you now have. And this has nothing to do with the game because this is a hardware overlaid inside your monitor. And this crosshair, let me first show you Optiscope, and then I'll show you the smart crosshair.
Take a scout, because that in CSGO that one is actually accurate without zooming in, I think.
Yeah, it's actually quite accurate. So if you zoom in here, it's still quite small, right? And especially if they're hiding here, you generally just see their head. And what the Optiscope in turn does is that, voila, it will give you a magnification in the center of your, yeah, let's say your view. So it's aligned with your crosshair. Now, as you can see, he is about this big right here, but when I place the square on him, which is like the magnification, you see, I believe this right now is 2 times magnification, if I remember correctly. Yes, 2 times. So you can also choose the 1/2 times if 2 times is too much for you. And if it's not enough, you can go all the way to 4x, which is quite crazy.
Pixel counting.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about the difference in mouse acceleration and sensitivity, because the software automatically detects your mouse sensitivity. So it kind of automatically adjusts the magnified area to match your normal mouse speed. So you don't have to miss your shot because the sensitivity is different in the magnified area. Now, I'm not really a fan of a 4 times, so I'm just gonna go back to 2 times. But yeah, basically this is what it does. It gives you a in-game magnified view of what you're supposed to see in this square. And you can choose to have a smaller square as well, because right now it's kind of big. So let me go to small. So now it's a lot smaller. So this is what it does, the Optiscope. Now you don't have to, of course, every time you want to do this, because the game pace is quite fast. You don't always have to click, you have to go there and choose. You can pick a macro key, and then, for example, right now I have this set to the down key. So if I press down, it will automatically show me this. So let me say, like this. And that's it. And you can also use your keyboard shortcuts to activate it as well. But right now I can't show you this because the software is not ready yet. So yeah, if you want to use this, you can activate it instantly and deactivate it instantly right away. So you don't have to wait for it. There we go. And this is Optiscope. So in a lot of this kind of situations where you have like long distance fights, you can activate your magnifier. You can literally like make your enemy bigger. And that's the beauty of it. You see like the car right here, like how big it is, and voila. So imagine there's like a little head sticking out right there. This is going to be harder to hit than this, because now you have more pixels to hit. And that's literally like the advantage it gives you. So let me turn this off now. So the smart crosshair, what I was talking about, basically is that, let me walk to somewhere. Oh. Where there's like a lot difference in contrast, in bright colors. So for example here, it's like a little bit dark, it will change to red. But when you go to like another area, you will see that it changes the color.
Dynamically, based on light, dark, whatever contrasts most.
So here it's blue. So then the software chooses to have like a very different color that's like on the other end of the spectrum to make sure there's a lot more clarity. So when I then go back, it gets to purple, dark blue on a surface that's like a little bit light and white and yellowish. And then when you go to here, it turns to red again, and here to light blue.
Merrick is asking, if I use a capture card to capture the game screen, will the smart crosshair on zoom in show up? I'm assuming no, because it's a monitor thing.
Yeah, it's really baked into the monitor that you're using. It's hardware accelerated, so that's why no software can even detect it. So you cannot display it somewhere else, indeed.
Because normally, if you're going to capture your gameplay, it's either going to be software based, so basically it will like shadow play, for example, NVIDIA shadow play or OBS, but that will just capture whatever the software the PC is rendering. And since this is happening in your monitor, the PC doesn't even know that this is happening. Basically, it doesn't register it. Same thing with if you're using an external, like a HDMI graphics card, or sorry, a capture card, or an internal one. It doesn't matter. They're all capturing and registering what the graphics card renders, and that's not this part.
Nope. So those are like two of the smart features that we're offering with like the gaming intelligence. And something else that's also very nice, but it's more or less meant for AAA title games, some premium games in which there are really like a lot of the really dark areas. In those kind of cases, wait, let me first turn off Smart Crosshair, none. Where you can really brighten the dark areas by using night vision. You can stick to like normal, the fixed modes, or you can switch to AI, so the monitor will then intelligently detect when it should like use how much night vision, in which it will brighten the dark areas and not wash out the entire screen. But let's just show you strongest, just so you can see the clearest difference for now, because it's all for educational purposes, guys.
So at the moment you turn it off, or is it on strongest already?
No, right now it's off.
Okay, yeah.
And actually, I have to turn the camera around again, because on the phone it would just automatically oh wait, actually I think I can lock the white balance and stuff, so then it will not change, or you can do it there as well.
Yeah, I'm
exposure and white balance. Otherwise we'll have to turn to the other webcam.
Well, I can set it to one setting, but I don't know. Oof, what the hell? That's me, guys, by the way. That's nothing happening on the screen. I'm just toggling through some settings, but I think maybe it's best to use the close-up cam indeed, because this is...
Okay, then let's switch to the close-up cam when the game is loaded.
Well, you can try it first to see what happens, and then
Yeah.
if it doesn't show up clearly, I think, you know, even the camera, it will take a little fraction of a second to start adjusting, if it does do that.
Green screen.
Yeah. So Christian, is the zoom graphic or hardware? Hardware, but not graphics card hardware like, it's monitor hardware.
So like it's now so dark, I'm being reflected reflected on the screen.
Yeah.
So then if I, for example, go to, oh wait, gaming, night vision. It's kind of difficult
Is it
because
already applied? Because it's not checked.
Yeah, it's already applied.
Oh, okay.
But because my reflection makes it kind of difficult to see it.
But you can already see what, you know, a little bit like the warning sign on the box. Whereas if you go back and turn it off, you probably can't even see that.
So right now it's off.
Yeah.
And now it's to the strongest.
So you can see there's a warning sign on the box, which pretty much you didn't see if
right now it's
if
off.
it's off. Yeah.
And it's back to strongest. You see, it really reveals more details. Back to off. And strongest.
Yeah.
Really dark.
Yeah. And the rest of the, you know, where it's light, it doesn't like wash it out.
Yeah, it doesn't overexpose the white areas. It just looks for dark areas and then gives you more details. Boom. Off, on, off, on. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Yep.
And you see the light area still looks very, very good. And that's the night vision AI that we're talking about, because right now it's like an AI. And also it already detects that it's very, very dark here. So it's like more or less using the maximum capability that it actually has. to light up the dark areas and still preserve the details. Now, round of applause. Woohoo! Okay. So yeah, like I said, the monitor, it's still really new, so you gotta be a little bit more patient if you really look forward to this little piece right here, which is our newest addition into our MPG series. And I have a last bit of information to show you guys, and then we're pretty much at the end of the live stream. So
yeah, but we will do a giveaway.
Oh shit! We're gonna do a giveaway.
Yeah. So
I'll
give you guys fair warning. So you still have some time to go to msi.com/2/insider or click on the Gleam link in our chat being spammed on YouTube and on Twitch. Perform a couple of actions, more actions perform, better your chance of winning. Also make sure to chuck in those loyalty points if you have them. And then in a couple of minutes after Ja finishes the slide, then we're gonna draw another winner. So you guys still have a couple of minutes, and then we're probably just gonna give away 2 codes and call it a day.
All right.
Okay.
So here I have all the specs lined up again, just in case you missed any of it. Don't have to go into too much details. And once again, with this kind of IPS screens, and also in which we have fine-tuned the color profiles. Again, you here have like a DCI-P3 with like a 95%, which is like 1% less than the MEG381. With sRGB, that is astonishingly 144%, which is like pretty much everything that you can ask for a gaming monitor to be this color accurate. HDR 600, like I already mentioned, and yeah, the rest I think you guys can already read for yourselves. It's not much to really discuss here. Now, I just want to tell you that within this lineup, the MPG quantum dot lineups, we actually have another model which is actually identical to this one except for the resolution and also the refresh rate. So besides this one, which is the Quad HD version, we also have a 4K version, which is also quantum dot enabled. Yeah, so if you're looking for a QHD model at 4K resolution, that's definitely a model that you need to keep an eye out for, the MEG381CQR QD, which stands for quantum dot. And if you want to have a bigger monitor, that's also possible. We have the MEG341, the QR, which is also very new, not yet launched. So yeah, quite a few models that we have set up in our MPG, which is our, let's say, mid to high-end segment. And 34 inches is also quite massive. Of course, not as massive as the 38-inch big boy. But yeah, a lot of the monitors are bigger and bigger, and I guess people do kind of prefer like having a bigger monitor, especially if you're playing more than just desktops. You're playing consoles. You want to be a little bit laid back. You know, put your feet on the table.
Couch gaming.
A lot of uses for bigger size monitors as well.
Yeah. Mirko has a good question. Are these monitors compatible with AMD FreeSync? I think so.
Yes,
basically
it's 100% compatible.
Yeah.
But it's just you have the added bonus of being G-Sync compatible as well.
Yeah. But basically, it's adaptive sync. So that means basically both AMD FreeSync, but also in this case certified NVIDIA G-Sync compatible.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And to refresh your mind on quantum dot, you know, what does it really mean? Like what does it provide? It's like a nanoparticle technology, and it's just so much better when it comes to light observance and emitting light than the counterparts, which are like the larger particles within your panel. It has a very wide range of color, and it's much more color accurate than the traditional techniques. And also when it comes to color saturation and What's also very nice is that it's more durable and it makes it also more efficient. So yeah, you have a lot more to gain from this kind of technology, and that's why I think it's also one of the reasons why the previous model, the 271 QRF Quantum Dot, was reviewed like at such an exceptional level. So like I also said, it's much more better at absorbing light and also emitting light. So absorbing light, that means that when you have like light that's being shined on it, there's like a better absorbance. So there's a lot less reflective properties right there. So a lot of goodies with Quantum Dot. So something else that I want to like just summarize and recap again, which is very, very outstanding on this kind of monitors, is the gaming intelligence features, of which the intelligence, the Optiscope, in which the monitor will give you the physical magnification on what you're seeing on your screen, and the smart crosshair, which will make sure that you will always have a clear unobstructed view of your crosshair, just to make sure that you have the utmost clarity at all times, because it looks and scans the environment in real time and then changes its color, like kind of like the way around like a chameleon would do when it's like trying to hide. So this will make sure it's always visible, your crosshair. Soundtune, I also quickly mentioned, it's built into the monitor because you have dedicated microphones here, and when you use this microphone, you will have the Soundtune feature. And also when if you want to eliminate noises from your incoming audio, that's also possible with Soundtune. Because if your friends are, having a chat with you, you're talking on Discord, or you're having a meeting or whatever, you have incoming audio and there's like a lot of background noise, Soundtune would also make sure that those signals are also being filtered and noise cancelled. Smart brightness, what I mentioned, to protect your eyes during dark areas, in dark areas, and also make sure you see clearly when it's very bright in your environment. And console mode is something I think a lot of you guys who are using PlayStation 5, for example, will appreciate, because compared to traditional monitors, especially like at Quad HD, when you have like a 4K signal that's coming from your PlayStation, from your console, it will actually downgrade it. So yeah, just like the diagram or the graph here suggests, like when there is the 4K signal coming from your console, it will transfer, the monitor will transfer this from a 4K signal to a 2K signal. So in which this basically means that instead of upscaling, you will have a downscaling in which 4K resolution is still kind of preserved and clearly displayed on your Quad HD 1440p native resolution. So you don't lose any quality there compared to, for example, if you have like a monitor that doesn't have like a console mode enabled feature, which is like majority of the monitors out there on the market right now. When you have like a full HD, for example, signal, it will upscale it to 2K. That simply means that you will lose quality. So this mode, I think, yeah, it's going to be quite useful for a lot of you guys who play on console. And in the future, when there's like more features available for these kind of monitors, we now make sure that you can update your firmware in order to make use of the newly added features or changes to your monitor hardware. Before it was just very difficult to do so because there are a lot of steps involved and it can go wrong very easily, and then you basically just break your monitor from the inside, which was just never recommended and was kind of not encouraged at all to do unless you really know what you're doing, which is very rare because this is very technical. But we have refined this process with the new models, and now we basically just offer you the option very easily by using the USB hub to upgrade your firmware through software, which is like a very straightforward process nowadays.
It's still relatively new, and I see, to be fair, that Mr. Masterdog's one of our quite regular viewers, and I think he's the person who I guess is quite knowledgeable when it comes to hardware. And he actually did try to do the firmware update that's available for the MEG384 QRF QD. And apparently it says the firmware update has failed. Asks if we have any tips, because he said he's followed the instruction file to a T, which means exactly. Difficult to say. I mean, we'd have to see what happens exactly, but you can try it again, I guess. And if it really doesn't work out, then obviously please contact our support department, and they can see if they can help you out with that. Because it should work, obviously.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard for us to judge right now with all the variables. It's just better if you just contact this service.
Anyway, because I mean this
refresh rate.
This is the we know a fair bit about these processes, but basically what we have been told, and as far as we have experienced, the firmware update indeed is quite stable and should work quite fine. But that doesn't mean, I mean, there's always something that can go wrong, obviously. So yeah, that's very unlucky. But yeah, like I said, I also don't know what the status is now. I hope the monitor still works, obviously. If it does, I would just say maybe try it again. Maybe just to be sure, do a fresh reboot of your PC and make sure nothing else is running in the background. But okay, at least it didn't break the monitor. There you go. That's already pretty good. But yeah, if you continue to have problems, please let us know by contacting the support department. Because only when you let them know about it can they look into it and see if there's any issues that potentially need to be solved. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, this part is, and it's not really new, but just in case you guys haven't done this before, of course, obviously you can find this online very easily. But just a quick information regarding what kind of performance do you need, or what kind of performance do you get when you talk about like resolution like Quad HD 1440p. So when this is from Tom's Hardware, and they did like a test with 9 games average at Ultra 1440p, and more or less the average result what you get with like a 3090 is like about 165 FPS. With like a RTX 3070 you get like about 122. A RTX 2080 you get like about 99, and like a RX 6600 XT you have like around 92. So of course you got to take into account that some games will have higher FPS, some games will have lower, since this is just a 9 games average. But this is just giving you an indication in case you're interested into upgrading to a Quad HD monitor just like this one. With this kind of GPUs, you will get this kind of performance. When you talk about like medium settings, of course, then it kind of changes the image a lot. With like a 3090, you will get like above 200 FPS. So yeah, it's actually way above the monitor refresh rate, which is 175. So really, you're getting the max out of it. With, for example, like an RX 6800, you get like about 184, 185 FPS. A GTX 1080 Ti, you still have like a comfortable 126 FPS. So yeah, it's quite well to handle, and even lower up in the list when you talk about like a 1060 6 gig version, you're still talking about like a 58 FPS experience on average. So yeah, if you upgrade to this kind of resolutions, it's nowadays it's quite easy to handle for the hardware, especially when you tune the settings to like medium.
And this isn't even taking things into account like DLSS, FSR.
No, exactly. So a lot of
ray tracing. I mean, this is just rasterized performance in general.
Yep. So this also concludes the sneak preview for you guys with this brand new MPG model, the MEG381CQR Quantum Dot version. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to tell you what's going to happen next week.
Before we do that,
you have some
2
winners.
Yes.
All right.
Guys, if you haven't participated, please do it now. You still have some time, and go to the link, the Gleam link in the chat on Twitch and or YouTube, or go to msi.com/2/insider, and then we'll draw the last 2 winners for today for the $20 Steam code. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Indeed, if you have any questions, please let us know now. Then we can still address them. If not, you can always comment on the video afterwards and let us know if there's any good questions. Obviously, we'll try to answer them. All right, and let's try and get the new winners. And we have one, which this is a really awesome name. The first winner is called More Peanut Butter. More peanut butter.
Peanut butter really
More
gives you the
peanut
gains.
butter. That's a really nice name. So congratulations, More Peanut Butter.
Yeah,
You
congrats.
win a $20 Steam code. And the other one, so a second winner is also there. It's called
Not so easy anymore. Huh?
Blitzendladung. Blitzendladung.
Congratulations to you guys.
So we'll mail the codes out to you guys as soon as possible. I see if we have some questions in the chat. What is the price of it in Europe? I mean, this is always a difficult question. There is, of course, some general MSRP, but as with any product, as we've seen in the past 2 years, if there's some kind of shortage, the prices are all over the place. Ja, I don't know. Are there any indicating prices for this one?
This one is $500 US or euros.
All right, but obviously it really depends per country.
Yeah. Especially when it's released, you know, we never know what's going to happen with the price, because a lot of the times, well, most of the time, it's out of our control.
But also VAT, of course, always influences the price a lot. What is the HDR quality? I think it's HDR 600.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. For both monitors that we featured today. So Tommy, you entered late. That's fine. You can look back in the stream because we had a big monitor that we featured earlier as well.
Yeah,
that one was
the main star for today.
Exactly. That was the highlight for today, pretty much. But also HDR 600. Will there be a 1440p 240 Hz monitor soon? Huh. Not quite sure. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised, but
yeah.
Can't say anything.
Yeah, but 4040p. The closest thing we have at the moment are 165 hertz, right?
175.
175, yeah, on 1440p. So, yeah. All right. When are you reviewing the new MSI SSDs? That's coming up later this year. But yeah, indeed, for those of you who don't know, we also have SSDs. I think we started doing it later or earlier this year. But yeah, we chose a hell of a year to start with that because there was a lot of shortage when they found a way to mine coins on storage as well. So SSDs got in shortage just around the time when we planned to launch it. So wow, that timing. But yeah, we should be reviewing them and showing you the SSDs soon as well. Can you put the monitor on the website? Yes. Well, when
it's going to be there.
When it's launched, it will be on the website. Obviously, right now this was a sneak preview that Ja provided.
Courtesy to you guys.
Exactly. So obviously the monitor is not on the website just yet, but it will be soon. All right. I think that pretty much concludes it.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Next week we're going to have a nice topic about
I saw some people
software.
talking about our software. I think it's a hot topic always. It's very difficult, especially when you have so many products that need to work together. I mean, you're talking about not just full systems like notebooks and desktops that are pre-assembled, that you kind of know what the components will be, but it also needs to work on every motherboard, and pretty much any combination you can think of can be applied on any motherboard. Graphics cards, peripherals, you've got liquid coolers, you've got, SSDs coming up. So it's crazy the amount of stuff that needs to work with it. We used to have a hell of a lot of applications, like for each different product or even each feature sometimes had its own little piece of software. So that means that you could end up with literally 20, not 20, that's maybe a bit ridiculous, but the 10 different software applications running on your PC to try and get everything to work. Dragon Center, which was the previous software still active on some of the products. Already kind of combined everything into one software, so it was pretty much you had one place where you could do everything. MSI Center takes it to the next step, being more modular as well, and should be more stable. But yeah, it's an ongoing process. So next week, I think Eric will be here to show you all about the latest news about the MSI Center and comparing it also to previous software, to the Dragon Center, for example, to show you guys what we've improved and where we're at right now. Also, he will probably show you why you should, if your hardware is compatible with MSI Center, why you should definitely give it a try. But also he can probably talk a little bit about what's in store and what we're working towards. So that should be quite interesting.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Yeah, so we hope to see you guys next week. If you want to know more about our software or ask some of the hard-hitting questions, obviously, you can do that next week. So yeah, thanks for joining today.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed today and liked what you saw and had fun. And as always, we hope to see you next week and have a good day. Stay safe.
Take care. See you next week.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.